The nightcap I like a lot. It reminds me a lot of a Balkan 2 that I picked up from a local shop. But there's like something missing, and I feel like I could get more out of it. So I'm treating it the way I did that Navy Flake. I'm going to kind of super dry it and see what happens. And I'm doing the same thing with the jackknife because I'm not getting much out of it. It's really disappointed me. But anyways, I'm running those through a dry test. They're in the can. They are drying out for 3 weeks. Just sitting in a can. We're going to see what happens. I'm actually going to move them to the shed here because that's how I treated the Navy Flake. And it changed its behavior a little bit. We'll see what it does to these. Anyways, I'm 1 week in on this and thought I would try the can of the nightcap, see how it's coming along. I can't tell yet if there's any difference, but I just lit the bowl. I made this video to talk about something else, which is awesome. My fiance heard me talking about the first pipe that I bought. This guy here, which I have named Sam. She heard me talking about it and heard me mention that there was another pipe that I saw that I really liked at the shop, but I couldn't pick up at the time. And so a few days ago, this past weekend, for Valentine's Day, well, wait. She said, I'm going to take you and we're going to get that pipe you wanted. And so we go to the shop. I'm like, this is awesome. You know, this is great. We go to the shop and someone had already bought it, which is no big deal. It was kind of a bittersweet thing because it turned out they had sold a lot of pipes and bought, I say a lot, several pipes they had sold and replaced them with several new ones that weren't there last time. Some estate pipes, some brand new pipes. So that's good news because it means that they have regular rotation of pipes. That's really good news. So she was kind of bummed, but I said, no, it's no big deal, you know. I'll just, there are a million pipes out there, I'm sure, that I'm going to fall in love with and want if I stick with this long enough. So I started talking to the guy at the shop there about the blends they've got and my experiences with the Navy Flake. And he gave me some very helpful information. It's Sam, the same guy that this pipe was named after. Really cool guy. He gave me some really helpful info. And in the process, he explained that harsh tobaccos, or he was talking about Virginias in particular, will smoke a lot cooler with a longer stem. And as he's telling me this, I realize that sitting on the shelf was this pipe that they had not sold. It was there the first time I was there. It's got a long stem, and it wasn't the one that I had my heart kind of set on, but it was one that I had noticed. It had caught my eye, and I thought, that's an interesting one, you know? It was still there. And he actually pointed to it, and he said, this pipe, for example, you would notice, there would be a noticeable difference if you went to smoke a Virginia tobacco with it. Now, from talking to him, it sounds like the Navy Flake has Virginia in it. Like it's a Virginia-based tobacco. And he said they had one called Classic Virginia in a jar, and he said that would be very similar to the Flake. The biggest difference would just be that the Flake is in flake form. So he points to this pipe, and I'm like, how much is it? And it was less than the one that my fiance took me there to buy. So This is my third pipe now. Now I own 3. And I'm going to do a video on these pipes a little better. This is an estate pipe. Appears to be in great condition. Much longer stem than the one I'm smoking now, as you can see. Well, maybe not that much longer. But it's got a bigger bowl. And he said that would make a big difference. I'm trying to hold this where it makes... It's got a bigger bowl. It's hard to tell there. It does have a longer stem. Maybe if I do it like this. You can see. Yeah, got a longer stem and a bigger bowl. He said you're going to notice a difference. This one would get right into the territory of being big enough to give a noticeable difference when smoking blends that burn hot. It has on the shank there, I think it says Kerry or Perry. Perry, P-E-R-R-Y, 2006 is written right there. So that gives me some indication of where I might be able to find more like it, or at least, you know, find out who made it, maybe how old it is. It's the only other marking that I see on it. I had seen it that first time and thought that's kind of interesting, but what threw me off was I'm wanting a pipe that hangs out of the mouth and then comes up and the bowl goes straight up. That's not the case here. I won't put my mouth on it because I haven't cleaned it yet. But you can see that if I hold it in my mouth, like so, the bowl is basically facing, you know, straight out like that, right? Which is easier for lighting, but if you're going to let it dangle, that turned me off initially. I actually almost thought about this one the first time around. But after talking to him about what it could do to harsher tobaccos, namely Virginia or the Navy Flake, I don't know. He said he couldn't understand why I was having trouble with the Navy Flake. Or he said, you know, it sounded unusual. Anyways, my baby bought me that pipe, and so now I own 3. And since you own 3 pipes, you might as well have a pipe stand that holds 3 pipes, right? Look at this. Look at this. Huh? Look, YouTube world. I got a 3rd pipe that's not out here. I've already showed you. That's Eddie. And so there we have it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it. I'm loving it. Super stoked. I can't wait to clean it. I'm going to do a video on cleaning this pipe and a video on cleaning the other one. And I'm gone out here. I'm a bit tired. I'm tired. It's been a long week. But I wanted to try and capture this video before the sun goes down. I've been working until past sunset. Hard to film, so. In addition to the new pipe, which I'm going to talk about more here in a second, I got this. I got a stool because I'm using a bucket with some pieces of wood on it as a table out here. Now I've got a stool. That's awesome. And And I got some more tobacco. Yeah, buddy. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'm going crazy. It feels like this is getting a little out of hand pretty fast. But it just kind of happened. I went in to buy a couple of them and it just kind of happened. I don't know what to say. They probably have close to 30 blends in there. And I grabbed maybe a sample of maybe half, you know. He gave me a good price on it. And I thought, yeah, I've got to try this stuff out. Like I said before, I've bought 5 blends and basically have one that I can sit and enjoy smoking. It's a reliable, I know, consistently reliable, consistently enjoyable smoke. And that was bugging the crap out of me. I got to get some more, you know. So if we're going up there anyways, then I'm going to buy some. And I did. I bought a total of 3 times 6 is 18 minus 2 because 2 of them are blends that I already bought. So I got 16 new samples, new blends, and a half ounce to an ounce of each. Some I bought an ounce, some I bought a half ounce. 16 new blends to try here, and I'm very excited. Going to be making a lot of videos about these blends. Yeah, so the shop is really taking care of me. Very happy with what I've got here. I hit kind of a puzzle though. I've decided to start a tradition of naming my pipes after the people that I buy them from. And so this is Sam, and the other pipe, which I should have brought out here and forgot to, is Ed. That's Eddie, my second pipe. Because the guy that sold it to me is named Ed, of course. I got a puzzle on my hands because the guy that sold me this pipe is the same guy that sold me this pipe. And you can't have 2 pipes named Sam, or else what's the point of naming them? So I'm not sure how to handle that. And the lady pointed it out while we were in the car. What do you do about this? You know, if you get, say you buy a pipe from 2 different guys and they have the same name. Say like in this case, you buy 2 pipes from one guy. How are you going to give them the same name? You know, on the one hand, it could be a good device to help me control a pipe buying habit if it becomes an addiction, as it appears to be doing. Seems I might be moving down that path pretty quickly. Could be a device that I could use to stop myself from buying more pipes. You know, I could say to the guy, "Hey, look, I've already got a Sam. What do I name this one?" And make a good argument there, so that I can get myself out of purchasing that pipe from that specific guy. On the other hand, if you've got one guy who is constantly bringing you good pipes, do you really need an excuse not to buy them? You know? These are all questions that it brought up. For now, I'm going to deal with this specific situation by calling this one Sam, and this is Samuel. Of course, right? Like, it's Sam, and it's Samuel. It looks more like, one of them has to be Samuel, and this one looks more like Samuel than this one does, as far as I can tell. Yeah, so, and with a bigger bowl, it's going to take a little longer to pack it, so I'll have more time to call it by name. So that's been my weekend. Really cool. I'm very happy. I'm super excited about these blends. It gives me a lot more stuff that I've got to film. I've got to catch up with. But anyhow, I wanted to fill you in on that. And I'm going to get back to puffing this and see what I can get out of it. Because I got to start smoking more of what I have now before I dig into this. Yeah. I mean, at this point, I feel like I have enough tobacco to last, 6 or 8 months or something. Not noticing a big change in the Peterson 1 week after being in the can.